Top 5 Most Expensive Clothes in the World. If you are obsessed with expensive clothing brands and want to know more about them, then you would be enjoyed to know that you have landed yourself in exactly the right place. Today, in this article, we are going to discuss all the big names in the industry of apparel. Yes. That sounds great. Well, thanks to the famous movie The Devil Wears Prada, today, we are pretty acquainted with many big clothing brands. But when it comes to the journey of these brands, how they managed to find a significant position in the world of fashion, and so on, we are not always fully informed. But do not worry when we are here. This article will give you all the deets that you need to have relating to some of the most expensive brands in the clothing department. So brace yourself, for we are going to take you on a wonderful tour. Scroll down and get inspired by the successful journeys for some really expensive clothing brands that are there. 1. Chanel. Coco Chanel's journey is nothing short of epic and legendary, which is what the brand is too. Brands with incredible stories like these are worth the tag and the price they come with. Chanel had a unique talent of reading what the world needed and making clothes accordingly. And, her designs are relevant to this day. The revolutionary little black dress, LBD, remains the must-have most prized possession in every girl's closet. Not to forget the Chanel No. 5 perfume, which was one of its kind. Chanel was one of the very first revolutionaries who believed that luxury has to be comfortable, otherwise, it's not really luxury. The brand to this day continues to be at the forefront of luxury and premium brands for not just apparel but accessories too. Chanel's brand value is a whopping $7 billion, owned by the grandsons of Pierre Wertheimer, who was the earliest business partner with Coco Chanel, while Karl Lagerfeld continues to be the creative director for over 3 decades now. 2. Burberry. It's been around for over a century and is probably the oldest fashion brands in the world. Thomas Burberry started this store in 1856 in Basingstoke, England, and slowly blurred boundaries. The latest additions to the brand are Burberry London and Burberry Prorsum. The signature checkered khaki and plaid jacket is the first thing we relate to when we say Burberry. It was designed for the military and then gained popularity amongst civilians too. The design went on to become such a hit, that it's now part of every single piece of apparel and accessory in one way or another. With an estimated brand worth $3.4 billion, only their customers understand what Burberry is. 3. Hermes. Hermes as a brand has been around for over 200 years now. They first started in the 18th century as a label making leather harnesses, saddles, etc. And then slowly ventured into retail after Charles-Émile Hermes took charge. Adolphe and Émile Maurice then took over from their father Hermes and got into the business of making clothes for men, women, and children. Hermes is the epitome of sophistication and class with everything they make, be it bags, shoes, perfumes, apparel or even interiors for the house. Just like a lot of other companies, Hermes saw their share of ups and downs in business. However, they weathered all storms and continued to be a sought-after premium brand, serving the elite. With a revenue of $5 billion, Hermes has come a long way, and that's why they say that you don't create a multi-billion-dollar empire overnight. 4. Prada. Miuccia Prada, born in 1949, a Ph.D. student in political science and a former member and activist in the Italy's Communist Party, is the current owner of Prada. She was the most unassuming heir of Mario Prada's elite brand Prada that he started in the year 1913. Miuccia took over Prada in the year 1978 when her male cousin, who according to her grandfather was expected to take over, had no interest in fashion or design. Mario Prada never believed in women, in general, taking up higher positions, or never considered that either of his other female grandchildren was capable of doing it. Prada was initially into making handbags, travel bags and suitcases for the Italian elite. However, when Miuccia Prada took over, she launched men and women's ready-to-wear luxury clothing. Prada gained popularity even before this collection took off when she introduced luxury nylon handbags and backpacks without the big choking logos taking over the design element, which was the scene with premium brands back then. And, that's really why this label has always been perceived differently by their loyal customers. Patrizio Bertelli, her then boyfriend and now husband, helped Prada in taking it into different directions and finally opening her first flagship store in 1986. Prada eventually went public in Hong Kong and slowly opened stores world over. The company's net worth is an estimated $2.4 billion and continues to be one of the most sought-after luxury clothing brands across the world. 5. Gucci. Gucci first started Gucci in the 19th century. It is considered to be the most successful Italian brands in the world right now. Guccio, who worked in Paris as an immigrant hotel worker, was fascinated with the premium handbags, leather handbags customers would bring and envisioned a business model based on the idea. He then went back to Florence, his hometown, and started Gucci during the Second World War II. His sons joined him later and helped him expand business in Milan, Rome, etc. Gucci's symbol got them a lot of attention, and Hollywood stars flying out of Italy started posing with these bags. That's how they penetrated into the US market slowly. Gucci then opened their first store in New York in 1956 and eventually in the other big cities in the United States. Don Mello took over the company in 1989 after the company went through turbulent times with passing of Gucci Mello. He got Tom Ford on board as the creative director to up their apparel and accessories game. Gucci went on to sign a lot of partnership and contractual deals with other big Italian and American brands. According to Forbes, Gucci is the 38th most valued brand in the world with a brand value of $12.4 billion and sales close to $5 billion, and this speaks for itself.